All right, today we're going to break down one of the most powerful and maybe one of the most misunderstood forces in finance, interest rates. We're going to go way beyond the headlines to see how they really truly shape our world and, more importantly, our wallets. You hear this term all the time, right? It's this number that pops up when we talk about mortgages, savings accounts, the whole economy. But to really get a grip on its power, you kind of have to think about money in a whole new way. So here's the secret. The simplest way to think about it is this. Money isn't just something you own, it's something you can rent. And just like anything you rent, there's a price. And that price? That's the interest rate. It's the fee you pay to get your hands on some cash right now. And it's the reward someone else earns for letting you use their money for a little while. Honestly, it's the engine that makes the entire system of borrowing and saving go round. So yeah, just burn this idea into your brain. It's the rental fee for money. Simple as that. When you borrow it, you pay the fee. When you save it, you're the one earning the fee. And this one simple fact creates two completely different experiences. And this is where it gets really interesting, because it means that every single interest rate has this kind of split personality. Whether it's good news or bad news for you depends completely on which side of the deal you're on. For a borrower, that interest rate is a cost, right? It's an expense you pay for the convenience of getting money right now. But for the saver, that same rate is a reward. It's what you earn for being patient and for delaying your own spending. So let's be real. If you're taking out a loan for a car, a house, whatever, a high interest rate is absolutely your enemy. It just multiplies the total amount you end up paying back. It can be brutal. But flip that coin. What if you're the one saving? Well then a high interest rate is your best friend. It means your money isn't just sitting there doing nothing. It's actively working for you, making more money all by itself. That's the magic of compounding. Okay, so if these rates are so important, who's actually pulling the levers? It's not just some random number. There are some really powerful players setting the tone for the whole economy. And you've probably noticed, they don't stay the same, do they? Rates are constantly moving up and down. That's because they're actually a tool, a very powerful tool, used to manage the health of the entire economy. In most countries, the biggest player on the field is the central bank, like the Federal Reserve in the United States. These institutions set a big foundational interest rate that then influences pretty much every other rate you'll see out there. You see, their job is this incredibly delicate balancing act. They're trying to do three things at once: keep prices from getting out of control, make sure the economy is growing, and, make sure the whole financial system doesn't just fall apart. If they raise rates, it helps fight inflation, but can slow things down. If they lower them, it can boost the economy, but inflation might creep up. It is a constant, high-stakes trade-off. Okay, so that's the big picture, but let's bring it all the way back down to what really matters: your world. Here's how all this theory actually shows up in your day-to-day life. The truth is, you see these rates everywhere. They decide how big your mortgage payment is going to be, they set the cost of your car loan, they determine how fast that nasty credit card debt can spiral. And on the flip side, they control how fast your savings can grow. They are literally woven into the fabric of our financial lives. To really see the power of this, let's just run the numbers on a simple, real-world example. Let's say you're buying a car. You need a $20,000 loan, and you're going to pay it back over 5 years. Now just look at the difference a few little percentage points can make. At a 3% rate, your total cost is around $21,500. But at 8%, whoa, the total cost jumps to over $24,000. That's an extra $2,600 out of your pocket for the exact same car. And that, right there, is the whole ballgame. What might look like a tiny change on the piece of paper can have massive consequences for your bank account over time. Understanding this lets you make way smarter moves, like shopping around for the best rate, or deciding when is the right time to borrow versus when to save. So there you have it, the power of interest. It's just the rental fee on money. Getting it is the first huge step toward taking control of your finances. So the real question now is, in a world where these rates are always shifting, how will you position yourself? Are you going to be the one paying the rent or the one collecting it?